We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Joshua Lane, member of the board of directors of Dr. Ann Wigmore's Hippocrates Health Institute, Josh Lane was part of the Dr. Ann Wigmore team that brought wheatgrass, sprouts, and raw foods to a worldwide audience. And now the host of Here's to Your Health on LA Talk Live, Joshua Lane.
And welcome back to Here's to Your Health at LA Talk Live. Boy, do we have a show today. This will be absolutely magnificent. You will want to listen to every segment that there is. My name is Dr. Hans Kugler. I'm a co-host with LA Talk Live. Here's to Your Health. Joshua Lane is on special assignment, and that is a real special assignment. We'll talk about that later. You will be totally amazed. But as a start, we have John Platero here as another co-host, interviewing two very special guests. And here we go.
Hi, welcome to the show. My name's John Platero, and I'm real excited because we get to talk to a dear friend of mine who I've known for over 40 years, Vanessa Evangelatos. And the reason why we're talking to her today is because she's had quite a journey. And I've been a trainer for almost 40 years, and it's always been confusing for me when I talk to people that go through this type of journey, that lose over 100 pounds of weight. So I'm going to learn, like the rest of you, of how this comes about. So Vanessa, hi.
Hi, John.
So you lost over 100 pounds?
Over 102 pounds to be exact.
Wow. So what did you weigh? What was your total weight at the top?
232 pounds.
So basically, you almost lost 50% of your body.
Pretty much, yes.
That's pretty crazy. So how did you get? In other words, were you always heavy as a young person?
Not really heavy. I started gaining weight when I was 15, not to this extreme, of course. Depression kicked in after my mom committed suicide when I was 15. Yeah.
Oof.
So then, yeah.
Are you an only child?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
So that pretty much, it was my comfort food. Whenever I would get depressed, I would start eating and eating and eating. But my real weight gain was after I had my son, Angelo, in 1990.
So let's go back for a second. So I don't even want to repeat the whole suicide thing, but where was your father at this point?
I never met my father. I met my father actually after I graduated university, and I was 22 years old. I met him for the first time.
So you didn't even know where your father was, or you had a father when your mom died?
Well, my mom actually killed herself because my father would not accept me. So he was a very famous singer in Greece.
So what was his name?
Jimmy Makoulis.
And you told me about this before, and I actually looked him up, and yeah, he was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I Googled him, and he was like he had a really smooth voice.
He was considered like the Frank Sinatra of Greece.
Yeah, I was listening to him. He was really smooth, but he sang a lot in German.
He's international. He sang in different languages, but he left Greece and then became very famous in Germany too.
So that's where you got your voice from.
Oh, I hope so.
Right. So talk about that for a second. Let's talk about something good.
Okay.
Because Vanessa's an amazing singer. Just beautiful voice. And we know each other because we played in a band together 40 years ago. But she still has a beautiful voice. And you, at some point, met your father and then went to Greece?
I graduated from USIU.
What does that mean?
United States International University.
Where's that?
In London.
Oh.
I graduated from musical theater.
Uh-huh.
And a friend of mine had a surprise for me. I was traveling around Europe. He said, well, let's stop in Greece because I have a surprise for you. And actually he had, it was when I was going to meet my father for the first time.
Did you know you were going to meet your father?
I had no idea. I didn't even speak Greek then.
So you walked in and there was just this guy there?
No. There were 10 of my friends from USIU sitting in a nightclub in Plaka in Greece, the old part of Greece. And all of a sudden, my friend Taiki stands up, and his face is white, and he says, "Do you see that guy walking to the dressing room?" I go, "Yeah." He says, "Well, that's your dad."
How did he know that?
Because everybody knows who Jimmy McCooley is.
Right. He's a famous guy.
Everybody knew him.
I got you. Okay, so you meet him.
I meet him, and he didn't want to accept me. So
Wow.
that was another rejection that I felt there. And back to my food.
Right. So now, did you? Were you singing when you were going around Europe?
Well, after that, I did actually get to work with him at the same place. But it was too much of a heartache. It was too much confusion. I had to keep it quiet. I decided to go back to America. Met my first love, Dimitri, and we went back to Greece and started singing there. I learned Greek, and I started singing in nightclubs there, in cruise ships.
But didn't you compete in something?
Oh, that was in 1984.
Okay.
It was Afeterias. It was it was pretty much like the American Idol.
Yeah.
And
so what's your favorite language to sing in?
Français.
Can you sing a little French?
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien.
See? Such a beautiful voice.
Oh, God.
So okay, so what happens is you get married, you have a child, and then what happens?
And then what happens?
The weight?
The depression really kicked in right after I had my son. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I stopped singing.
Is this a common thing that possibly happens with women when they get pregnant?
Postpartum depression.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I keep blaming my son. But after a year, the baby fat had to be blamed on something
Right.
else.
So did you gain a lot of weight in your pregnancy?
I gained only 30 pounds then. So I was weighing 170.
So you gained
30 pounds.
And then so somehow you went from 170 to 230.
Through the years,
That's another 60 pounds.
life started really hitting me. I wasn't singing. I wanted to stay with my son, so I wasn't working. And I felt pretty much useless. My only project was to raise my son. And I retired from the world. And literally for 10 years, didn't go anywhere, didn't talk to anybody, stayed in the house. I was embarrassed that I was really looking huge
Heavy.
by then.
Right. Well, what about your husband? Did he not try and motivate you to go out or to...
That's a whole different show. Unfortunately not. No, I had the support of my son. But pretty much I found myself alone.
Wow. So, because I always, for me, it was difficult for me to accept that and try to not be able to just change, you know, to let someone get you down or put you in a place. So somehow or another you turn this around. Like, what happens?
I just woke up one morning. This is in 2011, and I saw
recently.
2011.
Yeah.
54 years old, I think. Yes.
Yeah.
And I looked at my son. I said, I want to be around. I want to be around when he has children. Enough. You got to do something.
Which, by the way, I know her son, and he's a beautiful guy. He's a beautiful young man, tall, good looking. He's a great personality. So now, okay, so yeah, you wake up. But people say that all the time. Yeah, you know, I need to change. I need to save money. I need to do that. They do these things all the time. But then what happens?
Well, I did it all my life. I woke up many times, but it was really like sleepwalking, I guess.
Well, what would you do? You would diet?
I would diet. I would diet, and I would finish the diet and go back to eating my again, over and over and over and over again. It was a diet, a temporary thing.
But when you dieted, would you lose weight?
Sure, I lost weight. I lost weight fast. You know, and then I starve myself and not eat and then gain it twice as much. That's what climbed up to the 232.
So I think a lot of people do that. So was food your escape?
Comfort.
Your comfort.
Comfort. And then I saw that my comfort was my biggest enemy.
Right.
And then I said, my age, I guess that's what scared me. Like, I don't have a lot of time left.
Right.
I better do something about this. I don't feel healthy.
Can't get time back,
No.
can you?
No.
So what was the first step? Where did you go?
I went to Jenny Craig.
Oh, wow.
I went to Jenny Craig because I needed structure and I needed
Right.
like a gendarme telling me what to do. And their food is programmed.
I see.
I didn't want to think about what should I eat.
Do they send you the food?
No, no, no. You go to the center. You get counseled once a week, and you eat.
And it started.
And it started.
And so, how much did you lose with the Jenny?
102 pounds.
Oh, you were doing Jenny Craig.
I was
this whole
doing
time.
Jenny Craig. Yeah.
What else did you do?
My son started taking me on walks.
Oh,
He would jog around Venice High School, and then I would walk with my dogs.
oh.
And then my son said, "Okay, it's time to join the gym." I said, "No, it's not." No, I'm not going to do that. And he said, "Yes, you are, Mom. It's enough time." And I don't like working out. I do not have the discipline to go and do weights and
Well,
machines.
you weren't athletic as a child.
Well, if you call me chasing my dog around the garden
That's not
athletic, then
Well,
no.
also, we're the same age. In our age group, women weren't so much promoted to go do exercise.
Right.
Gyms didn't even allow women. You weren't allowed to even go. So it wasn't something that we did. So you were more an artistic person.
I would sit around the record player. Did I say record player?
Yeah, you did.
A lot of people are not going to know what that is.
No.
Equivalent to a CD player.
Yeah, just bigger.
Just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
That's all I would do, just sit there and sing all day.
Hmm.
That was my...
So you go to the gym, and what was it like
I go,
going to
"What
the
am I-"
gym?
I didn't like it. And then I heard music and people dancing to something called Zumba. And I went all the way in the back of the class.
And who was teaching that?
Oh, gosh, I think her name was Audra.
Uh-huh.
And I would stay in the back of the class, and little by little, I kept coming closer and closer and closer. And then I got addicted.
Because you were musical, and obviously in
loved it.
musical theater, you must have
Yeah.
danced.
Yes.
So that was something you enjoyed. Now, didn't you work with a trainer or something for a while?
Nope.
What was
I did not.
Loretta?
Loretta, well, she taught body works.
Oh.
So, I mean, I took all types of classes. After I started losing weight, burning the fat, I needed to tone. So everything was, as long as there was music in it, I would do it. And the group fitness.
Right. So did you, while you were doing that, I mean, it couldn't have been easy, right? In other
No.
words, at the beginning, there must have been some times where, did you lapse at all? Did you?
Not, I can't believe it. I was like, what do they call the horses that they have
Yeah,
those things on the
blinders.
side? Blinders.
Yeah.
This is the first time in my life that I did not cheat, not even with a piece of gum. I was so determined. I go, because of my age.
Right.
I think that's what did it.
Right. Well, to go through that school, I mean, this is what I don't like about music not being in schools, because music, to play an instrument or to be good at, and your voice is an instrument, it teaches you sacrifice, dedication, perseverance, all the things that you need to become successful in
Right.
life. And I feel that when, people just grab an iPod or whatever, and they just an MP3 player, and they go, "Oh wow, music's there." They don't really get the gist of how much sacrifice it takes. So I'm gonna guess that was kind of in you anyway, for something you were passionate about.
That's what
Right.
did it. That's what helped me.
So there's a lot of people, and I hear this from a lot. The woman who cuts my hair, she hates exercise.
Hmm.
She hates it. She says she won't do it. She doesn't like it. She keeps going for plastic surgery and Botox, and she keeps doing that. And she hates exercise. So if you don't like exercise, what do you do?
I don't feel like it's exercise. I'm dancing.
Right,
And then eventually I became a Zumba instructor.
right. How do you go through? How do you do that?
I was living at the gym pretty much. And
Well, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
When you first went into the gym, you're overweight, right?
oh yeah.
So, because how did you overcome that? What do you do? What was your opinion
I did
of
not
the
like.
gym?
Well, I didn't like to see myself in the mirror. I stayed in the back of the class, and little by little, as I started losing weight and started to accept my new form, because in my mind, I'm still fat.
So when you look in the mirror,
It's more acceptable to me.
right?
So I started moving towards the front, and then I just fell in love with the class, with the Zumba, with the dancing, and I said, I have to do this for the rest of my life.
Uh-huh.
I have to keep in shape, not only by eating correctly. I have to do some sort of exercise, and I don't want to go to the gym and lift weights and do that. And
Right.
this is my dream come true.
So now, do you just do Zumba now, or do you
Yes.
do those other body conditioning classes as well, or just Zumba alone?
You want the truth? I
Yeah,
just do
no.
Zumba.
That's what you do.
That's it.
Okay. And what about your eating now?
It's a piece of cake. I got it. I finally got it. This is I know how to portion my food. I know if I eat bread in the afternoon, I'm not going to eat bread at night. I got it. But it took years. It's not only.
So you can eat things that are comforting to you,
Yes.
but you don't do them
Well,
all
I
the time.
substitute also. I don't eat the chocolate, the Hershey's bar. I eat the Skinny Cow. I substitute. I used to drink sodas, Coca-Cola, like bottles a day.
Right.
I drink sparkling ice, which is the same sensation as a soda. So I have learned to substitute a lot of stuff.
So you don't miss those foods
No,
at all?
not at all.
Do you ever, let's say, reward yourself for some once in a while, and you have say, all right, I might have a soda or a piece of cake or whatever?
No, you know what? If my son has a birthday, I'll have like a tiny little piece of cake just to know that I joined in, but I don't feel like I need to have more.
So you don't miss it.
No.
So because people say that to me, as a I love to eat. I love to eat. I could never. I just love to eat. So
Never say never.
Yeah.
Never say never. It is enough. It is enough. Just a little taste. That's enough. You don't need to eat. You really don't. It's all in the mind. I think it's all in mind over matter.
So how many classes you're teaching now?
I teach 4 classes a week.
Yeah. In the evening?
In the evening.
You want to say where you're teaching so they can come and see you? Where do you teach?
LA Fitness.
Which one?
Westchester and sometimes in West LA.
And what time do you teach?
5:45 in the afternoon.
What days?
Mondays and Fridays in Westchester, and they just reopened the new West LA, and I think I'm not sure, Thursday mornings I'm going to be teaching there.
Okay. And then to become that Zumba instructor, was that intimidating, or by that time did you have it down?
Oh no, it was scary, of course, in the beginning, because they see me as a student and how they're going to accept me as a teacher. And because I'm different, I do international music, I do burlesque, I do show tunes. It's a totally different type of Zumba.
Oh, so Zumba's not one particular style of music? Oh.
No, it's international.
Oh,
It's
okay.
international.
Cool. So what was that process like? Is it how do you go through that? Do you have to go to a seminar or workshop, or what do you have to do?
I just got my certificate in less than 6 hours.
Okay. So, but you must have been pretty good then, right? You obviously know how to dance.
I know how to dance.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't not know how to dance and
No.
show up and get a certificate.
No, and
right?
at first I was copying my teacher, Angela, and little by little I started breaking the umbilical cord.
Okay. What about would you recommend Jenny Craig to other people?
Definitely.
Uh-huh. Was it the counseling, the food, or the combination?
It was a combination. Definitely the combination.
Okay. Well, I want to take a little break right now because I want to find out what else you're doing now.
Okay.
Okay? Let's
Okay.
take a break and we'll be back in a second.
Okay.